Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spotlight episode, Todd and I's favorite Costa Rican hotels. We just got back from Costa Rica. Boy, our arms are tired, and we are going to go through our favorite hotels that are all across the country in very different areas, mountains, beaches, cities. So, Todd, what's our first one?
Well, our first one is absolutely not only one of my favorite hotels in Costa Rica, it's probably one of my favorite hotels in the world. And this is the Springs Resort and Spa. It's up in the volcanoes. It's in the rainforest. It's got every room has the most amazing picture window view of the Arenal volcano. It's on 165 acres. It's, I don't want to say all inclusive, but everything. If you never left
for you, yeah.
If you never left the property,
if you wanted to, the best way to say it is, if you want it to be all inclusive, it can be, because it has, I think, 5 restaurants on property.
And what's unique about this, other than just the amazing architecture and just it cut out of some amazing, spectacular rainforest, is they have something called Club Rio, and Club Rio is part of that experience where they do the kayaking, the tubing, horseback riding, ATV, water rappelling. It's absolutely amazing. But this, how many springs were on this property?
I think 32 springs on the property, coming straight from heated water from the volcano.
And it's not a huge property, but you will feel isolated if you pick one of these little springs that's sitting off by itself. I mean, it's completely just a romantic, unbelievable spot. So
yeah, what I will say is large there is their spa. They have a 14,000 square foot spa, absolutely gorgeous, and the finest treatments you'll get anywhere in the country. And another great one to put on your list is the Peace Lodge and Hotel. This is an incredible hotel that is next to a national park, and it is Costa Rica's largest privately held ecotourism activity. And it's not just a hotel, it is also an animal sanctuary where you can see amazing animals and get to experience them as well.
Yep. So you mentioned it's a very eco-sensitive hotel. They have everything that is so creative and awesome about Costa Rica, and meaning the wildlife, that you could go feed hummingbirds. They've got cats, they've got different types of monkeys and sloths, and it's absolutely amazing. And you get to come face to face with all of these amazing creatures, which is really cool.
One thing that's really striking about it, and the reason they actually built it here, is called Waterfall Gardens as well, Peace Lodge. And that's because there's these large, huge waterfalls and walkways that they have built to experience them in their natural state. So we highly recommend the Peace Lodge Hotel. It's about 2 hours away from the Springs Resort and Spa, so you can definitely do both. Todd, now we interviewed Casa Chameleon at Las Catalinas. In season 1. Tell us a little bit about this resort and why we love it so much.
Well, we go from inland, we're going back out to Las Catalinas, which is on the Pacific Ocean. And it's absolutely just a gorgeous resort. You can hear us interview the general manager on a previous episode. But they have the Sentido Norte restaurant, which was voted one of the most romantic restaurants by CNN. And it does have great Costa Rican cuisine. It's also a thrill seeker's paradise. You can do whitewater rafting, sport fishing, surfing, horseback riding, canopy tours of the rainforest from there. So if you work with their concierge, but it's just a beautiful beachside resort.
Yeah. And I think what's really special about that one is the small town that's associated with the hotel right there. Really gives you a great local feel of Costa Rica. But if you happen to be in the capital city of San Jose, the Grand Hotel Costa Rica is a curio collection by Hilton. And it's really in the heart of the city. It's a historic 1930s colonial building. So you definitely get that colonial feel when you're there, and it overlooks the National Theater and steps away from cafes, shops, and museum. So if you're in San Jose, definitely recommend you stay at the Grand Hotel Costa Rica.
And this next property, it's in Guanacaste. It's out again on the Pacific side. I think the airport you would fly into is probably Liberia. There's two major airports for all of Costa Rica coming from the U.S. specifically, but this is the Four Seasons Resort in Costa Rica on Peninsula Papagayo is another just gorgeous property. So again, this is very traditional, Four Seasons, upscale. You've got, of course, world-class, food and beverage, spa services, fully stocked, in-home bar. They have a golf course, which if you're, a big golfer, you definitely want to check that out. It's an amazing, beautiful course. And it's also one of the environmentally conscious, which a lot of Costa Rica properties are. Everything is buy local, but 80% of the products are sourced from local farmers. 100% of the hotel's cooking oil is recycled and biodiesel. Firewood for burning grills is only from fallen trees. Things like that make it's such a unique space.
Yeah, and I'm glad we put this one in because it is so different than all the other ones. It's more of a resort feel. They just went through a $35 million renovation. So you're going to get that kind of the big hotel feel, but just the beauty of Costa Rica. So we highly recommend the Four Seasons Resort at Papagayo.
And this whole region, I think right next to this Four Seasons, I think there's an up and coming Ritz-Carlton that's being built right now, as well as on the other side of the water, there's going to be the Point at Papagayo, which is going to be another really amazing property. So look forward for those in the future. So that wraps up this edition of Destination Everywhere, our spotlight episode on our favorite hotels in Costa Rica. So thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the show on your preferred podcast app, or visit us at www.destination-everywhere.com. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Destination Everywhere Podcast. So thank you again. Safe travels, and we look forward to speaking with you next time.